Hello everybody, Marina back for another video. I am going to recommend 5 books dealing with polygamy. All of them are dealing with polygamy in a very different way. So I'm going to try to give you a glimpse at what you will find in there, but I'm not going to tell you wholly what the book's about. You know the main theme, this is why I'm here, but the rest is up for you to find, okay? The first book I'm going to show you is this one. Okay, the French version of it. Une si longue lettre by Mariama. This one has been translated into English, So Long a Letter by Mariama. This is an epistolary novel. We are in the company of Rama, who has just discovered that her husband is going to marry, or is getting ready to marry a second wife, and she's writing to her friend who herself had encountered this situation years before, and that friend has chosen to leave the husband. When she was told that the marriage was going to be a polygamous one, she chose to leave and start anew. But Rama is going to make a different decision. She decided to stand by her man, and she of course will explain to us through the letter what she's going through and what motivated her decision. People who have read this book in general say that Mariama didn't give a point of view on polygamy, that it was just let's say an expose of the facts. And me personally, I think that that's where the strength of this novel resides, in the fact that she doesn't judge anybody. She shows you 2 different situations, one who chooses to leave and the other who chooses to stay, and in which condition. And she also kind of depicts the society in which they are living and how much it influences the ultimate decision that these women have to make, if they make any. So, yep. I loved it, and I still do recommend this book to anybody wanting to learn about a polygamous situation, a polygamous marriage, and the consequences, etc. It's a very good read, and it's a quick read. It's very short, like, let's say in this French version, it is only 165 pages. It is very good. If you really love epistolary novel, you should give this a try. And if you want to know about polygamy, this is a good way to start with, or to begin with, to discover the subject matter. Okay, 2 women, same situation, 2 different decisions and 2 different directions in their lives. So Long a Letter, Mariama. The second one I'm going to show to you or recommend to you is The Secret Life of Babbages' Wives by Lola Shenoyin. I think that everybody have heard about this book. If you haven't heard about this novel by Lola Shenoyin, you should give this a try. Okay, why this one? This one is a different kind of situation. We are still in a polygamous marriage, but unlike in the other one, in this one here, every wife getting into this marriage know exactly what to expect. They know that they are getting into a polygamous marriage, and they choose the lives that they are living. They decide, or they accept to share their husband, and they know what awaits them. At least that's what they think in the beginning. So it's totally different. I'm not going to tell you much about Babbages himself, apart from the fact that he's somebody who cannot keep a secret, and he cannot keep his emotions to himself. Like to say, when something hard happens to him, he pukes. When something hard happens to him, he spit it out without thinking about the consequences on the person he pretends to love. That's all I can say. But the difference in here is that all these women knew that they were getting married to a man who is polygamous. The last one, Bolanle, the one who will come into this, because when we get into the novel, Babbages is already married to 3 of his wives. And when we met him, he is about to get married to Bolanle, the last one. And she is the one who's going to make everything shift in the lives of these wives and in Baba Segi's own life as well. So yeah, polygamy, but with everybody knowing where they're going and what to expect. Now, this one has been translated into English. Oh, for those of you who want to read in French, ce livre a été traduit en français, of course. Lola Shenoyin, je crois que c'est Baba Segi, Ses femmes et leurs secrets, un truc comme ça. This one has been translated in French. This one as well has been translated in English, and I think the title in English is Nyathi, a Matter of Polygamy, something like that. I think Nyathi, a Matter of Polygamy. It is by Paulina Chiziane. She is from Mozambique. So this one as well is a translation because she is a writer of Portuguese expression. And like in Baba Segi's wives, in this one here, nobody knows about the polygamist. I mean, the main wife doesn't know that she is living in polygamist marriage kind of. She is married to a man who at the beginning treats her right. She's married to a policeman. This officer treats her right and they live let's say happy life. She keeps hearing through the grapevine though that her husband is having an affair with a lady. Everybody knows her name. They give the name to her. They even tell her that this woman have children with her husband, but she doesn't pay attention to it because the husband is ultimately hers. So she doesn't care if there are some people here having fun with him. Until things start to change in our household. The husband barely comes home, and when he does, he just comes to change his clothes and get out of there, go meet the lady that she think is the one that everybody been talking about. So one day she just woke up in the morning and decided that, hey, I'm going to tell this woman that the man she's fucking around with is mine, because I'm sick and tired of me not seeing my husband and somebody else having all the fun with him. So she decided to go there. Once she get there, she expect, actually, she doesn't go there to fight. She just go there to warn the woman. That's what is in her mind. But when she makes it there, not only does she fight with the other woman, but the other woman also tells her that she is not the only one, that it's been a while since last she saw the husband they were fighting about before, because this husband have another wife, another girl that he sees. I don't know, I don't remember the names. The main woman's name is Rama. No, Rami. Rama is in So Long Later, and yeah, she is Rami. So Rami learns that day that the one she's fighting with is not the only one, that their husband also have another one. And thanks to that first experience, she will learn that, you know, I cannot count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The husband has so many girlfriends or baby mamas that she is shocked, but that's not the end of it. This novel is kind of more complicated in the sense that I felt like Tony was well treated. Baba Segi was different. Tony was well treated by his wife because the wife just wouldn't let go. And I think that is in Bantu culture. I'm a Bantu woman myself. And we are taught that the husband belongs to you only when he's sharing the same four walls than you. You know, when he is under your roof, he's your husband. Once he is outside, he's everybody's husband, potentially. So you, as a woman, you have to learn to bear, and you have to be generous enough to learn to share, because, you know, that man's mama didn't birth him only exclusively for you. This is how we are raised. This is what we hear when we're growing up. So, yeah, she probably heard it way too much, because all along the novel, I felt like she was overprotecting her husband, trying to save a marriage, or maybe she was simply in love, and Tony is a self-centered, very selfish kind of husband. But there are many other things that you will meet here in the tradition. I already told you about when I was talking about the mourning bird, as when the husband dies, if ever the husband dies, how the family react, what they do, etc. So I'm not going to give you much more than just that. Get this book and read it. Even in English, you have a translation or translated version. So yeah, give it a try if you want to learn much more about it. Next one, I couldn't make this video without this one, y'all. The Polygamist by Nyathi. The Polygamist. This novel, let me clear my throat, because yeah, this tells the story of Nyathi Gomorrah. I don't remember character names, but I do remember Nyathi Gomorrah, and I still hate him. It's been what, 3 years maybe since I read this novel. I still hate Nyathi Gomorrah. From the very first chapter of this book, we learned that Nyathi Gomorrah died because we are going to his funerals. So the entire novel is going to be an explanation of what his life has been like, what he did, the choices he made, the woman he was married to. Here, once again, just like in Nikechi, A Matter of Polygamy, the main wife, the first wife, doesn't know that her husband have many other side chicks with whom he had babies and for whom he is providing. The richest in this novel is also that it provides the background of the economical situation in Zimbabwe. We see how Nyathi Gomorrah becomes Nyathi Gomorrah thanks to his first wife also. Thanks to every woman in his life kind of contributed to making Nyathi Gomorrah become Nyathi Gomorrah. But you know how men are, when they feel like they're powerful, when they feel like, okay, now they are all accomplished, they want to soar, they want to explore all the horizons and different horizons and go wherever they want to go, use their candy the way they pleases without thinking about the consequences. Because in this novel, we also will deal with the spreading of HIV in a country where women are, you know, they have a certain education. I'm not going to say that all of them are manipulative, but they know exactly what they want and they know how to get it. And we all know how to use a man's brain, if you see what I mean. So some will use the man's brain to get that promotion, to get promoted in the work, in the job. Others will come because, okay, they've been there before, but they didn't see the potential in Nyathi Gomorrah. But the first wife, once again, she really is in love with her husband. She really loves him. And the problem, I think, in these polygamist stories is always with a wife who loves the husband, honestly, like genuinely love the husband. Men tend to disrespect the women who love them and attach themselves to those they feel like are hard to handle. I don't know how to say it in English, but you know, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. This one here is the bomb. I loved this. I'm telling you, I still do hate Nyathi Gomorrah for the choices he made, for the mistakes, and for his lack of gratitude. And Nyathi almost succeeded into making me hate Blair Underwood. You know, that chocolate cake that everybody wants. Blair Underwood, the actor. You don't know who he is? Google it. The Polygamist by Nyathi is a must read. It might not be your 5-star read, but it is worth the read. And if you want to know much about polygamy, about Zimbabwe also, because we do travel through the country, we do discover certain traditions of the land. So yeah, The Polygamist by Nyathi. Last but not least on my list is this one, Riwan ou le chemin de sable by Ken Bugul. Sadly, this one has not yet been translated into English, but I would put it in this recommendation list of what a polygamous marriage can be like, because in most of these books, I feel like women are not given the choice, okay? Apart from Bolanle, maybe Bolanle choose to go into that polygamous marriage, but most of them get married because in their families it is a tradition or really or their religion, sorry, allows the husband to have more than 3 wives. So the parents are okay with that. But in this one of the wives choose herself to go there, and she is the least you would have expected to go into a polygamous marriage. I'm not going to tell you who, because the way the novel is built is for you to be surprised at the end, or for you to understand what she was trying to tell you. I mean, from the beginning, oh, I'm not going to say too much, because if I say that, you will understand ultimately. But anyways, there are different kind of polygamous situation in this book. One that I really, really hated, because for me, when a 50-something man get married to a 14-year-old girl, it's unfair, and I can clearly say that the man is a pedophile. But those with whom I discussed the book say that it is the way of keeping tradition, or it is part of our traditions. This is the kind of tradition that we need to change. Like, yeah, I'm being vocal and I'm being judgmental, but I'm going to let you read this book. If you can read in French, fine. If you can't, let's cross our fingers that this one will be translated. And if you can read in French, please, please, please read this one. Don't get mad while you're reading the book. Read till the last word, and then we can discuss this book. When I was reading it, I can say it, I was suffocating. Sometimes I was laughing, and sometimes I just wanted to punch some, I would look for, I would look at the mains around me, and I'd be like, son of a gun. Because all of you are a bit, you can find all kind of men in this novel. And women also are kind of complicated in this one. But I loved it. I love certain aspect of it. The aspect about our tradition, about keeping our tradition and respecting our tradition, no matter how educated we are or how many times we spent in the Western world. We should be proud of who we are as African. Not all of our traditions are bad, actually. Not all of them are to be condemned or rejected. But I do understand that some of them need to be changed. Some of them need to be addressed, because this is patriarchy at its worst, should I say. Is there anything good with patriarchy anyways? But I don't know what else to say about this novel. It is so complicated in the sense that if you start telling the story, you spoil it on the way. And what I loved about it is that I was surprised chapter after chapters. And that is the beauty of it. So to sum it all up without spoiling it, all you can say is that you have many different polygamous situations going there, in there. And you have many different women, okay? Some who are willingly getting married to polygamous men, some other who will never have the choice to choose the one that their heart desire because their parents make the decision for them. Some others who, after so many deception in their everyday life or in their love life, like kind of give in to the first one. The first one who give them a chance to become respectable women, because that's what marriage is supposed to be. Your entry into respectability. Once you're married, once you belong to somebody, once you carry somebody else's name, you become somebody. So if ever you want to dig deeper polygamy, these of course are not the only books I've read about polygamy. So if you want to know much more, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comment section, and do subscribe, like, share, comment my videos, put the thumbs up, not down, up on the video so that YouTube can recommend them to those who are not yet subscribed to my channel. The books are So Long Later by Mariama, The Polygamist by Nyathi, Senegal, Zimbabwe, Nikeche, A Matter of Polygamy by Paulina, Chiziane, Mozambique, The Secret Lives of Baba Segi's Wife, Lola Shenoyin, Nigeria, and Riwan, Le Chemin de Sable by Ken Bugul, Senegal. So yeah, that's all I had for you today. See you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.